You establish a good relationship with that station, then they're going to play your songs more, and that leads to, so every year Kiss FM has me play their Summer Bash, and I do that one for free for them because they certainly help me out much more by playing my songs as much as they do. And so any opportunity I have to connect with my fans via, whether it's MySpace or my website or Facebook, I mean, I try to reply to every email I get, and I get some ridiculous ones. I get some crazy people that sometimes have some stuff that I don't want to buy. I just want to hit delete, but hey, I'm at least going to give them a short response to thank them for coming to the show and hope to see them again, sort of thing. So I feel like a lot of musicians are a little more slackerish. They're not going to want to get up and do the stuff you need to do. That's a pain in the butt, but that's what makes this work. Is that you got to keep trying to connect with your fans, and bands like Bare Naked Ladies that are great at that said we don't need the record. We don't need the record label anymore to take 70% of our money away from us. We'd rather pay for our own CD, their own marketing, and with their blogging and with the internet and things like that, they're able to do that and still make more money than they would with the label. Of course, in my position, record label offers other things. They have a team of people that can push my music to other radio stations where I would never get my foot in that door. And also, they might have the ability to say, also on, if Keith Urban's also on their label, they say, well, Jackson, our new guy Jackson, we're going to put him out on tour with Keith so he can get in front of his fans and really build his following. I don't have the ability to get on tour with big stars right now. So it's kind of a trade-off where you decide, do you want to go it alone, be independent, or do you want to really work hard and try to get the record label to sign you? And these days, in this climate, I don't know what the answer is, but I feel lucky that I'm able to make a living at this and still go around. Trying to think about studio time and stuff. I've recorded now 5 CDs, and I've done 1 in Chicago, 3 in Atlanta, and 1 in Nashville, my recent one. I decided after 4 of them, I thought I'd try, and a lot of people had heard my previous stuff said, it kind of has a little country flavor to it, even though I was trying to target the pop rock genre. And I kind of fought it because I never really liked kind of the older school country at all. But I started listening to new stuff like Brad Paisley and Keith Urban and Taylor Swift and Rascal Flatts, who I don't think are remotely country, but somehow they're being played on country radio. And I thought, this is not much of a leap. So I decided it would be kind of fun to write a few kind of more country songs, story songs, and go to Nashville and record there. And it was the best move I've ever made. But I remember that working with these Nashville guys was an expensive move. I mean, I was lucky. I had Kenny Chesney's drummer. I had Garth Brooks' steel guitar player. I had Rascal Flatts' fiddle player. I had all the guys that played on these records were the best of the best, but they came at a price. And when you pay Nashville guys, and if you record down in Jamestown, you walk in there, you can find yourself a good guitar player in Jamestown, not great probably, but good, and say, hey, I'll give you $100 to come in and record this afternoon for me. If he's a buddy of yours, maybe he'll do it for free. In Nashville, it's all union scale stuff. They have unions there. If you hire a Nashville player, you have to pay the union scale rate, plus you pay a certain amount of money for his health and welfare, which is his retirement account and things like that. So it gets very expensive, very fast. So I kind of enjoyed the experience of going in the studio, and I don't have a band to bring in with me, so I hire these other players to play. And then once I pay them their money, they have no ownership in the record, and everything that's on there belongs to me. And that makes me feel good that if a record label does come knocking on my door and they have a good offer to possibly coerce me from being independent, then I've retained ownership and everything. But I'm excited now because I'll be back in the studio in the late fall doing another record, and maybe in Nashville, maybe Atlanta. But writing and getting ready for that's been fun, and we'll see where that goes. But the country thing, I don't know if it'll be something I continue with. It's kind of fun to do different stuff. For me, my Sink or Swim record was kind of modern rock sounding. Four on the Floor was more poppy sounding, and this one was country. Who knows maybe what'll be next for me, but it's kind of, for me, I'm running the show. It's my decision every time, so I don't have to answer to anybody. It's kind of cool. I think I might as well play a song to break it up here. I mentioned my band, my little metal band from back in the day. There was a friend of mine named Rod Welling who was in that band. He was a drummer. He's also a great guitar player, piano player. He was a great musician, and we played all the way through high school on and off, just as side projects and things. And by the end, about 5 or 6 years ago, we were playing shows with my band together back at the Surf Club in BMS and places around. And he and I have known each other for the longest time, and great guy. And I got word that he was in a car accident 5, 6 years ago, whatever it was. It was in June, and we just had a rehearsal 3 days before, and I was now in Chicago, and found out that he passed away in this car accident instantly. It was terrible. And But I wrote this song. I was laying in bed that night trying to sleep, and this happens to me sometimes where I can't. And I picked up the guitar and tried to write a song that's kind of a tribute to him. And this one was not, as much as it was a sad time in my life, I tried to make it a positive sort of a tribute to Rod and what I learned from him. And it's called Four on the Floor. And the title refers to a drum beat that he would often do. My song Rio has 4 on the floor. We call 4 on the 4 being played, which is 4 kick drums on the downbeat in 4/4 times. It's like real simple. Rio, I can't stay. It's really just a driving, simple beat. And he used that in a lot of things. He could play a lot more complex parts, but a lot of times he felt the simple stuff was most suited for